Everybody, Vince August here. It is Memorial Day 2020 in the United States, and this is certainly Memorial Day like we've never seen, or I've never experienced, at least in my lifetime. We're living in such uncertainty, and while today is about soldiers that have lost their lives, and all of them equally as important, I want to talk about two that their story has always struck me. And I had the opportunity to go to a book signing years ago at this bookstore in Ridgewood, and I met this soldier named Michael Durant. He was the helicopter pilot of the second Black Hawk that crashed in Mogadishu. If you've ever seen the movie Black Hawk Down, his is the second helicopter that goes down. And while he's there, stuck in his helicopter with a broken femur and a broken back, pinned down and can't do anything, there were two Delta officers, Gary Gordon and Randy Shugart, that were flying overhead, and they saw the danger he was in, and they asked to be dropped in to create a two-man perimeter and protect him. And they were asked repeatedly, you know there's no backup coming. You know what you're asking for. And they said, yes, we know what we're asking for. We want to go down, set up a perimeter. It ultimately was a risk of life that ended in their death. And when I met Michael, I said to him, I said, I read your book and I've seen the movie. I have to ask, how well did you know these guys? Because it affected me incredibly to see that. And he said, I'm sure I passed them on the base once or twice. He goes, but I didn't know them. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I didn't know them. He goes, listen, the helicopter pilots hung out together, the Delta guys hung out together, the Army Rangers hung out together. I didn't know them. I said, so these two guys who didn't know you just sacrificed their life? He goes, yeah. He goes, because that's what we do. They didn't ask whether he was a Democrat or Republican. They didn't ask whether he was straight or gay. They didn't ask what his religion was. They didn't ask if he was a good guy or not a good guy. They saw somebody that was one of their own in danger, and they went down there and sacrificed their lives, and they knew what they were doing. And in America, because we fight so many wars, we compare everything to war. It's what we do. There's the war against this, the war on that. And the truth of the matter is, and listen, I don't mean to offend any of you, no matter what your job is or how risky. I'm not saying jobs don't come at risk or dangers. They do. But when it comes to war, I don't know that there's any job out there when you go out, someone is actively trying to take your life every time out. Literally trying to take your life, literally trying to kill you every time you go out. It's a big difference between having a dangerous job and where someone is actively trying to kill you every day. So when I look at where we are today, and I look at social media, and I look at today is Memorial Day, maybe it's time before you go to battle on social media with someone, not knowing their situation. You're just looking at them. You can make a choice. You could do nothing, or you could go to war with them over an opinion and facts, which, as we've seen during this outbreak, change minute to minute, day to day. We're getting new information constantly. Think about what you're rooting yourself into. Maybe it's politics. Maybe you're picking one politician over another. You're fighting over people that have a median net worth of $1 million, okay, all the way up to over $100 million. Those are the people that you're going to go to battle over. People that currently in our Congress, as it's made up, 82% have never served in the military at all, okay? People that, let's be honest, they want you twice in your lifetime when it comes to your vote and it comes to your donation. So when you're picking all of these quote-unquote battle lines to fight over on social media today, when you immediately make assumptions about people's lives and you don't really know the damn thing about them, what their struggles are right now, whether it's fear over dying from this virus, getting sick, making someone else sick, whether it's a fear over losing their livelihood, losing their jobs, losing their business that they built up, that maybe you don't understand what it is to build up a business. Before you decide on going to war and going to battle, as we call it, maybe today of all days, you should realize it's more important to make a sacrifice to try to help someone than go on the offensive than to try to hurt them. Happy Memorial Day, people.